There's nothing wrong with a little nip or tuck now and then, but these people took their body mods a little too far. Here's 10 people who took plastic surgery to the limit and lived to tell the tale. At age 11, Ethan became enamored with tattoos and even started to stretch his ears out with plugs, which was actually pretty trendy at the time. He was a good-looking kid, but he became more and more interested in modifying his body in the name of being different. This experimentation slowly turned into an obsession, and by the age of 22, Ethan had about 40 body modification surgeries, including getting his tongue snipped, his eyeballs tattooed, his ears cut, and his belly button removed. He's basically covered from head to toe in tattoos. He's considered to be the most modified youth on the planet and has an Instagram following of over 175,000 fans who are simply captivated by his unique look. He claims his body modifications are no different than someone dyeing their hair or putting on makeup in the morning. It's just the way he likes to look, and considers the pain and risk of body modifications to be well worth the end result. He ran a huge risk of going blind when he got his eyeballs tattooed, but he took the chances all in the name of looking cool. He's now raking in the dough through his Instagram account and has plans for more modifications in the future. Most little boys wish they would grow up to look like their macho action figures, but Alves had a different dream. He wanted to look like a Ken doll, and we mean literally, all the way down to the shiny plastic-like skin. The now 35-year-old has spent over $883,000 on plastic surgeries to make himself look more doll-like, and it all started in high school when he would get bullied for his appearance. At age 16, he started to grow breasts due to abnormal hormonal fluctuations. He was teased endlessly about his moobs as well as his potato-like nose. He said he used to get pushed down the stairs by other kids because they thought he was ugly, and even had his head held in urinals and toilets. Poor guy. At age 17, he had his parents take him in for breast removal surgery, and from that moment on, he became obsessed with changing his body. His plastic-like shiny skin is the result of countless skin grafting surgeries, and his new Ken-like nose took about 10 surgeries to get right. On the 6th surgery, Rodrigo got an infection which almost took his life. Doctors warned him that the infection could spread to his heart, killing him. He survived though, but his nose isn't exactly in working order. At this point, his nose doesn't even work. He has to breathe through his mouth, and he can't even take in a scent. Commenting to his housemates on Celebrity Big Brother that he doesn't mind sharing a bathroom because he can't smell anyway. He also contracted an infection after a surgery in his arms to make them look more muscular. He ended up getting paralyzed in both arms and was rushed to the hospital. He was scared the doctors would have to chop his arm off, but he survived that scare too. After the surgery almost failing, he started seeing a psychiatrist who diagnosed him with body dysmorphia disorder. Cindy Jackson looks pretty normal at first glance, not overly plastic looking, natural, normal features, but it actually took about 14 surgeries and 47 non-surgical procedures to look the way she does. Her surgeries include liposuction, 3 facelifts, 2 eye lifts, 2 nose jobs, and a chin reduction. She's also gone through several non-surgical treatments, including Botox, fillers, chemical peels, and semi-permanent makeup. When her father died at 21, she started to get minor surgeries with the inheritance money. She never liked the way she looked, and she took this as an opportunity to get her appearance fixed. This slowly turned into an obsession where she was going in for modifications every few months. She used to hold the Guinness World Record for most plastic surgery procedures and was only recently outdone by the real-life Ken doll Rodrigo Alves. Since she handed over her crown to Alves, she's had more surgeries, including a neck lift and Botox injections, and now runs a plastic surgery consulting service where she advises celebrities on how to get natural-looking results. Now 62, she actually looks younger than she did at 21. Crazy. Ever wonder what Jessica Rabbit would look like in real life? Just take a look at ex-electrician Pixie Fox's Instagram page. After breaking up with her boyfriend in her early 20s, Pixie resolved to become a cartoon character in the likes of Jessica Rabbit, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, and Holly Wold from Cool World. She's done everything from breast augmentation surgery to getting her ribs removed, all in an attempt to look as cartoonish as possible. She's also had 2 eyelid surgeries in order to make her eyes look pushed out and bigger like a cartoon character. She says that people will come up to her and comment how cartoon-like she looks, and she takes that as a compliment. She's also hoping to get a 14-inch waist like Disney princesses have, and underwent a risky rib removal surgery. Since having the rib removal surgery, her internal organs like her spleen and liver are no longer protected, making it one of the riskiest body modifications out there. She's no longer able to eat bulky foods because it's too uncomfortable, so she blends her food, usually fruits, vegetables, and nuts, and drinks it. She almost always wears a corset, which acts as a protectant for her organs. It looks like Pixie is willing to take some chances as long as she gets to fulfill her dream of being the cartoonish female ideal. Hailing from the Lakota and Huron native tribes, Dennis is a huge believer in the power of spirit animals and has done everything possible to transform himself into his own spirit animal, the tiger. He started his transformation at age 23 when he got his first tiger stripe tattoo. From then on, he became stalking cat and proceeded to undergo several surgeries that would turn him into a cat, like nose flattening, brow implants, and ear elongation. He also wears synthetic whiskers that he threads through holes in his lip. Since it's illegal to get body modifications in the United States that are deemed not normal by society's standards, he had to get his surgeries done by independent body artists and is therefore not able to be put under with an anesthetic. The pain is worth it to him though, and one day he hopes to be a perfect cross between a human and a cat. Eric Sprague is the spitting image of a lizard, and he wouldn't have it any other way. The self-professed lizard man has gone through 700 hours of tattoo sessions in order to give him realistic-looking reptile scales. He's also got a split tongue and implants in his eyebrows in order to make his face look more lizard-like. Since his transformation, he's toured the world in freak shows and does tricks like twisting a corkscrew into his head and suspending himself by his piercings. He's become accustomed to getting stared at when he walks down the street. It's sort of the reason why he did these crazy modifications in the first place. He sees himself as a real-life mythological creature, and people are simply entranced by that. He now lives with his wife, whom he met on the road, and their 2 ferrets. No pet lizards? Mexico native Maria CHRISTERNA turned to body art after going through several years of harsh domestic abuse. When she escaped from the situation, she wanted to reinvent herself and decided to go all in. She decided to take on a vampire look and had titanium hordes inserted into her scalp, as well as fangs through several dental surgeries. Her appearance is very intense, so much so that people used to cross their fingers in front of her and run to the other side of the street because they thought she was the spawn of the devil or something. After a while though, she started to be recognized as a hero due to the amount of abuse she went through. When she's not traveling around being a disc jockey, she's giving talks to women who have also gone through domestic abuse. These days she's actually respected in her community, and now instead of crossing the street, people bow down to her. This 24-year-old Swedish model has made it her lifelong resolution to have the biggest butt in the world, and as of right now, she's achieved it. In order to get her butt as big as possible, she underwent 3 butt lift surgeries, as well as gorging on pizza, pasta, and about 15 jars of Nutella every month. I love Nutella, but I think I'd get sick of it after eating 15 jars over the course of 1 month. She's managed to acquire over 80,000 followers on Instagram, who are simply enraptured by the sheer size and volume of her behind. She'll go through phases of gaining weight by overeating and then have liposuction to remove fat from other areas of her body, all in an attempt to maintain the biggest butt in the world. In addition to her butt lift, she's had multiple lip filler procedures, which would explain why her lips, like her butt, are disproportionately large compared to the rest of her body. Her parents haven't been very supportive of her body modifications and worry about her future, but Natasha is sticking by her decision. And besides, not many people can say they have a bigger butt than Kim Kardashian. Not many women would choose to be black due to racism, but Martina's tanning addiction ended up turning into a complete change of race. She became obsessed with darkening her skin using melanoidin injections and claims it only took 3 injections to go from fair-skinned to dark-skinned. Her husband also went from white to black, and the two were getting ready for a baby. Martina and Michael were warned by doctors that the baby might be born black due to her melanoidin injections. Some are skeptical of this claim, but it kind of makes sense considering the injections go into the bloodstream. She's doing all this because she wants to be a black woman and feels she is black at a deep level. She even flew out to Kenya to get baptized as an official African-American woman. Though she's hoping her baby will be born black, she said she won't discriminate and will accept them or who they are, black or white. Think of the ideal man and you'll probably think of a superhero. Herbert Chavez of the Philippines became obsessed with superheroes from a young age. Everything in his room was Superman themed, from his curtains to his bedspread to his trash bin. It wasn't long until he was consulting a Filipino plastic surgeon to transform him into the real Man of Steel. He went through a number of surgeries, including a nose job, silicone injections in his lips, liposuction to flatten his tummy, and implants in his butt and hips. He dresses as Superman at least once a week, where he'll go do meet and greets at parties or go to cosplay events. He continues to inject himself with a drug to lighten his skin and plans on getting six-pack ab muscle implants. He just wants to be like his hero, Superman. So there you go. 10 people who, in our opinion, took plastic surgery to the max. You know what they say, there's beauty in pain.
Oh,